My name is Kristin, and I've suffered from postpartum depression. When I had my son, it was both the most exhilarating experience of my life and the most awkward experience of my life. And came home, brought this little bundle of joy home with me, and we spent the weekend together, my husband and I. And I knew something was wrong on Sunday evening, 5 days after the baby had been born, and my husband started to make his coffee for the morning. And I was sitting in the kitchen, the baby was in his bassinet, and I asked my husband, "What are you doing?" And he said, I'm getting ready for work tomorrow. And I immediately had this sense of dread, this sense of just lack of confidence in myself. I started to feel really scared, and I busted out crying, and I just said, I don't think you can go to work tomorrow. I can't do this. And so that Sunday evening, 5 days into this little boy's life, I'm sitting there just wondering, how in the heck am I going to do this for the next 18 years of his life? If I can't even do it 5 days in, how am I going to do this for 18 years? And so my husband did go to work, and I made it through that day. But I remember feeling that sense of dread every time my husband walked out the door. And at the time, I wasn't talking about the things that I was actually thinking. I was just kind of trying to problem solve my way out of the thoughts that I was having. But I was having these disturbing thoughts that if I was left alone with my baby, that I might hurt him, or that I might not wake up and he might need me and he might pass away because I was inept or incapable of caring for him. And the way that I expressed that was not through sadness and not through panic, but I started to become really agitated and angry with everyone around me. I felt like my husband didn't care or didn't want to help me. I felt like my stepson was intentionally trying to make my life difficult. I didn't quite know what was going on until several weeks in, when I told my husband that I think I want a divorce. And it was such a crazy time. We had just had a baby. Things were starting to move, and I just thought, I can't do this. I am totally overwhelmed. I feel alone in my life, and here I am alone caring for this child. That was when my husband said, I think that you are experiencing something that I can't help you through, and he encouraged me to talk to my OBGYN, which I did at my 6-week follow-up appointment. When he prescribed medication, I decided, yes, I'm gonna take it, and I did. And the first couple of days kind of felt like the sun peeked through a cloud. And then all of a sudden I felt alive again after a couple of weeks on the medication. I had a lot of support because I'm a counselor. I know that postpartum depression is a real thing. And so I was able to talk to a few trusted colleagues, but there was this fear that if I opened up about what was really going on, that my career could be at risk. So I was very careful how I presented it. I think now, looking back, if I had been really honest about exactly what I was thinking and exactly what I was feeling, that I would have been feeling a lot better much sooner. So now I am the mother of 6 children. I have a lot of enjoyable moments. In fact, the first 2 experiences of postpartum depression made it so that the next 4 were not at all depressing. My husband walking me through those experiences has helped to strengthen our marriage. It's helped me to feel like I am me again, and that I'm not just that experience that I had 8 and 10 years ago. Postpartum depression feels like someone took away all the color in your life. Like, even in the moments where you should feel happy, you can always find what's wrong. You're not alone. There are people around you that have experienced this before and probably haven't talked about it. But if you don't know anyone who's been through postpartum depression, there are resources available. There's help and there's hope. And what you're experiencing right now isn't going to be the totality of your life with your children.